Welcome to SportsCenter on YouTube. Gary Striewski, Cristina Alexander here with you. So Dak Prescott said he's not listening to Jerry Jones anymore, but there's a bit of a caveat there.
Oh, said it so fancy.
SAT word.
Meanwhile, a former Cowboy riding his Buffaloes into their opener Thursday night, and he was anything but silent about it. Out in Buffalo, they were stampeding very loudly out of the gates, taking on FCS powerhouse North Dakota State, but here comes Deion. There's T.O. on the sideline. It's going to be a who's who of A-listers and Hall of Famers this season for the Buffs, this being one of them. Travis Hunter on the receiving end of this Shedeur Sanders dart. 41 yards later, listen, not a plumber, but he will make a house call. LeBron also not a plumber, but he's on Twitter loving it. LeBron, though, known to drain every once in a while for sure. Colorado up 7-3 after a North Dakota State touchdown. Ensuing CU drive. It's Sanders amongst traffic, pocket crumbling, still able to find Jimmy Horn Jr. 69 yards, crib call. Second longest passing touchdown in Sanders' Colorado career. What about Horn going for 7 catches, 198 yards? More on that in just a second. But first, 3-3, North Dakota State 13. Sanders with time, dime, Hunter back to the end zone. Got it. Second score of the day for Hunter. Played 100 snaps. Remember, this is the two-way specialist. Offense, defense. He could do it all early fourth quarter. How? Bending time, space, his back for another touchdown. Hunter after the game joining SVP. How'd he do it?
I had a lot of confidence in myself. I told my coach, third down, give me the ball. We're going to win this game. We're going to get up out of here. And I did what I had to do. Catch the ball, get a touchdown, and let's go.
And they did win this game 31-26. Afterward, Deion, after his first win, focused on 2 yards. What? Shedeur Sanders, 400 passing yards and 4 passing scores. Consecutive season openers in doing that. Remember, they opened up the season exploding against TCU. Who's the other quarterback to do that in the last 20 seasons? You've heard of him. Patrick Mahomes. Here's Deion after that win.
Shedeur's he's going to place that ball. If that guy's right beside him, he's going to place that ball. First of all, there ain't no 50-50 ball with Travis. If the ball's up close, it's his ball. So he's that kind of athlete. And shoot, Jimmy went for $198? Yeah. Oh, my God. Why didn't you guys tell me? We could have got him 2 more yards.
My bad, Coach.
Wow. Awesome. That's awesome. Wow. 26. Oh, wow. Wow. That was a game, huh? They may start believing me when I start talking about those 2 going in the top 5 picks, right? Say 1 and 2.
I mean, it's impressive when you can leave Deion Sanders, right, lost for words. Wow, I can't believe it. 2 more words for Jimmy Horn. College football analyst Trevor Matich joining us now this morning on SportsCenter. What specifically did you see from Shedeur last night that was impressive in your eyes?
He was fantastic. I mean, he's a playmaking quarterback with the mindset of a defensive tackle, Gary. And the thing is, what we saw was accuracy, toughness, leadership. When he had time, he dropped dimes all over the field. When he didn't have time, when defenders were running unblocked in his face, but they needed to play, he stood there, delivered the ball downfield, and took the big hits. And then, from a leadership standpoint, there were plenty of times when North Dakota State was about to take over this game, and Shedeur Sanders willed his team to win.
Deion Sanders saying, hey, listen, we only rushed for 59 yards. Shedeur went for over 400. We took what their defense gave us, and what that was Travis Hunter finding the end zone 3 times. I mean, listen, I know we're overreacting after week 1, but we're like, Heisman, top 5 pick. But so far, he's played up to it.
Yeah, he has been unbelievable. I mean, one of the best cover corners in the nation, but also one of the best wide receivers in the nation. And Gary, what's really funny is when you watch Travis Hunter play receiver, he plays with a defensive mindset. He knows what messes up a defensive back trying to cover him. So he'll give just a little shove at the very right moment and not quite hard enough to get a flag thrown to mess up the coverage of the guy that's trying to outsmart him, trying to outplay him. But a play like this, Gary.
This catch was insane.
Yeah, that is nothing but superior athleticism. So you start with playing smarter, and then you finish with can't cover him anyway.
Yes. Last couple days in August, and listen, we know Deion, he's the greatest showman. So him saying top 5 pick and best quarterback, best 2-way player, Heisman favorites. But there's already some credence that proclamation, right? For both of them.
Both of them. Now, the thing is, Gary, if it were only this one game,
yes,
I would say, okay, let's see some more.
Okay.
But because this is a continuation of last year for both Shedeur Sanders at quarterback and Travis Hunter at corner and wide receiver, I'd say absolutely start the hype train for them, and let's keep an eye on what they do.
All right. Next opportunity for us to keep an eye out on what they do is when Colorado takes on Nebraska next Saturday. Trevor Matich breaking things down. September 8th, Cowboys open against the Browns. Right now, Dak and Dallas in a bit of a gray area that's been his contract extension dilemma. Prescott has vocalized his desire to stay in Dallas, while at the same time, Jerry Jones has vocalized his appreciation for his 9-year veteran quarterback that's going into the last year of a 4-year deal. But Dak ain't hearing it.
I mean, I stopped, honestly, listening to things that he says to the media a long time ago. So, it doesn't really hold weight with me.
You don't need a deal done before the season?
I don't need no.
Would you like it done before the season?
I think it says a lot if it is or if it isn't. But however, doesn't really matter to me, to be honest with you.
What does it say if it isn't?
Just how people feel.
I feel like us as the collected media are like the friend in between this couple who have just been sending subliminal messages back and forth to one another, as Mike Tannenbaum is back with us on SportsCenter. Dak says, it says a lot if a deal does or doesn't get done. What does that comment say to you, Mike T?
Yeah, Gary, what Dak Prescott's doing is he's using the media and the camera to subliminally talk to other owners like Mark Davis of the Raiders or maybe John Mara of the Giants. Again, Dak Prescott cannot be franchised. That means he's an unfettered free agent. And as Troy Aikman said, Gary, every day we get closer to Dak Prescott being a former Dallas Cowboy. And that's why everything he's saying now is he's talking to the broader audience in 2025 to the teams that may need a quarterback.
All right. He's one of half a dozen quarterbacks right now that make $50 million a year. He's trying to get that deal that makes him the first to make $60 million. And it sounds like he's cool to make it in Dallas or elsewhere. That's Mike T, back with us on SportsCenter. Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
From an upset Dak to a stunning upset in the U.S. Open, Carlos Alcaraz, the 4-time major champion, number 3 ranked, going against Matich van de Zandschulp. First set, van de Zandschulp up 4-1. Alcaraz, an impressive tweener there, return from beyond the baseline, then makes another backhand return. Van de Zandschulp puts Alcaraz away with the powerful overhead. Feeling that confidence, he was now up 5-1. Later, Van de Zandschulp with the set point. Alcaraz fails to return out of bounds. So Van de Zandschulp wins the first set 6-1. So could Alcaraz come back in the second set? Van de Zandschulp said, nope, not this time around. Just gets him out of position, gets the point. Great momentum here, taking that. Later in the second set, Van de Zandschulp with the set point. Alcaraz's forehand shot just lands out of bounds. Van de Zandschulp goes up 2-0. Alcaraz has never come back from this situation to win 0-7 in his career in best-of-5 matches. On to the third, still a chance here. Alcaraz's forehand just failing him on the night, going out of bounds there. So Van de Zandschulp, 1 game away from a huge upset. Could he get it done? Match point for Van de Zandschulp, serves it right down the middle. Alcaraz can't return it, can't believe it. Van de Zandschulp beats number 3 Alcaraz in straight sets, 6-1, 7-5, 6-4. Woe is right. What does John McEnroe have to say about it?
Absolutely incredible. Alcaraz has had an amazing year, winning the French and Wimbledon, Patrick, finals at the Olympics, but he hit the wall when he came to the States. He just hasn't had his mojo. He looks fatigued mentally more than physically.
So even crazier than that, Carlos Alcaraz was a massive favorite pre-match with ESPN bet odds listed at -20,000. Not only that, but he was also the pre-tournament betting favorite at +190. His second round loss is the earliest by a men's U.S. Open pre-tournament betting favorite since Patrick Rafter in 1999. Let's take it to another tough loss in the second round of the U.S. Open. Naomi Osaka fell to Karolina Muchova in straight sets, to which Osaka said, quote, "It's like a dramatic word, but I feel like my heart dies every time I lose." The 4-time major champion hasn't reached the third round of the major since the 2022 Australian Open. In the U.S. Open, third round coverage begins today, noon Eastern on ESPN, featuring Coco Gauff and the All-American matchup between Ben Shelton and Francis Tiafoe. There's also 5 hours of coverage on ESPN2 beginning at 6 Eastern. The day starts on ESPN Plus and ESPN Deportes at 11 a.m. Eastern, and every point streams live on the ESPN app. I'm very excited for the Shelton-Tiafoe match. Should be,
as am I,
quite interesting.
Yeah.
Both of us need to get our popcorn ready because Shelton eliminated Tiafoe in straight sets a year ago and promised a very entertaining match between the two again. So get your popcorn ready. Thanks for watching SportsCenter on YouTube.
I'm a caramel corn guy.
Ooh,
it's
caramel
a little
and
sticky.
cheese. Combine them.
They can live independently. No, they can. It gets the keys sticky on the computer. You know what I'm saying?
Listen to me.